Bashar Tamusi Amus. This has to do with Mises Bezdin and Mises Sanhedrin, Vishomer Kaver. She started telling her some of the dinim that's involved in being a Yid. Rashi brings this chazal. However, there's an interesting medrash in Ruth. And the medrash sees over here in this dialogue something different. Came in Sheshama Naomi came. When Naomi saw how sincere she was, Hischilas Seideres Lefonel Hilchas Geirim. So she started telling her the halachas of Geirus. Amro la biti, ein darken shal b'nai Yisrael leilech lebate teatros lebate karkisos shal akum. Amro la el asher telchi elech. What did she tell her? Not Hilchas Shabbos, not Hilchas Yichud. She told her it's not the custom of Jewish women to go to the Bate Teatros Lebate Karkisos. It's not the derech of the Jewish women to, loosely translated, means to go to the theaters and to go to the circuses. Ruth said, El asher telchi elech. What is strange about this medrash is that if you're going to tell a non-Jew about what Yiddishkeit is about, is the first thing you should go ahead and tell them that you shouldn't go to the theater and you shouldn't go to the circuses? And even given Rabbi side that the theaters that they're referring to over here are not our theaters, and the circuses are not the circuses of Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey. But that's the introduction to Yadus. That's Yadus 101. We don't go to the theaters and the circus. Why is that so crucial? Why is that so fundamental? There's a wonderful sefer on Ruth called the Nachlas Yosef. And he wants to suggest that based on the Gemara in Masechta Avodah Zarah, you see that the Bati Teatros, Lebati Karkisos, these theater and circuses that the Gemara always referred to, meant something radically different than what we think. The Gemara refers to them as being a Meishav Leitzim. These were places of Leitzonis. But that begs the question, so what? They were Bate Leitzonis, houses of Leitzonis. Is that so fundamental to Yiddishkeit? And the answer is, Rabbi Sai, yes. Because if you look in the first pasuk of Tehillim, Ashrei Ha'ish, Ashrei Holach, V'derech Hashoyim, Uva Meishav Leitzim Lo Yoshav, Ki Im B'Seiras Hashem Cheftzoi, V'Sarasa Yeg Yom V'Loila. The thing that stands diametrically, the polar opposite of B'Seiras Hashem Cheftzoi is Meishav Leitzim. Meishav Leitzim, Rabbi Sai, is not a comedy house. It's not a theater where people make jokes. But Meishav Leitzim is a non-seriousness about life. It is a way of life that says the main and most important and primary thing in a person's life is have a good time. Have a good time. That's what Meishav Leitzim is. That's what Bate Kirkasos is. That's what Bate Teatros is. Rus, you want to become a Yid? The first thing you have to know about Yiddishkeit is that life is serious. There's a goal in life. There's a purpose in life. There's a mission in life. Life is not a joke. Life is not having a good time. Life is serious business. And all things flow from that. It's a stark distinction. What do you want? Meishav Leitzim or or B'seres Hashem Chefza. It's either or. You can't have both. You have to accept the seriousness of life, the purposeness of life, that there's a goal, there's a tachlis, there's something expected. That is Yiddishkeit 101. Before we can talk about anything else, Shabbos, Yichud, Sanhedrin, you have to accept one thing, and that is life is meaningful. You're here for a mission. You're here for a purpose. If you're willing to accept that, then we can talk about Yiddishkeit.
This year was presented by Rav Yissocher Frand Shlita.